About the small local towns in the area of Alfred, then let's dive into the history of the town of Independence, which happens to be my hometown. Some general information about Independence. It's technically called the town of Independence in the village of Whitesville. Independence was started around 1821 by Samuel S. White. Whitesville and Independence coincide with each other. Independence was a very busy town in the 1800s with the railroads coming in. There was major exports. Freight had a business of $250 monthly, and back in that time period that was a large amount of money. Independence originally covered the areas of Alfred, Andover, Wheeling, and Whitesville. Independence was the main area where most of the churches and town's buildings were held. Some of the areas under Independence were Spring Mills, Greens Corners, the Kiter Creek, and Fulmer Valley. All of these are hamlets, which are small towns within the area. In 1798, John Kiter was the first settler to move to the area. He created the Kiter Creek, which is still in existence now. The first permanent settler to create an actual township that had major businesses was Samuel S. White. Many of the areas expanded into sawmills, grist mills, stores, and schools. The first major school was taught by Deborah Colville, which was in 1824. She had 7 pupils. The first marriage within the town that was legal was between 2 members, and they were kind of bribed. They were given 100 acres to be their first marriage within the area. And the founder of the town held the first hotel in the town, and this was considered the first dwelling within the area. The first funeral home was created by Charles Wildman, which is still in current existence now today. I'm going to give you some then and now facts. In the 1880s, there were 3 churches, 2 schools, 2 hotels, many blacksmith shops, many shops that ranged from general stores to blacksmiths, anything from harnesses for horses, buggies, and stuff like that. They even had a beehive manufacturer, a cheese factory, a cider mill, and back even in that time they had a photography gallery, an undertaking establishment, a public hall, a lodge room, and the railway. And now the current town has banks, a bar, a general store, a few churches, a sawmill that was originated back in the 1880s, and they have many things as excavating, financial services, and such like that. We have a library and a town hall and 2 beauty shops. So some statistics about New York State. There's 932 towns in New York State, 71 cities. And the current population for New York State was 18,976,457. And the town of Independence is only 1,074. The graduating class from the 1880s all the way up to now have ranged from 7 to 28. 28 being the largest class that they've ever had. And my current class was 28. And that concludes my presentation.